redstone is automation for pretty much all of us. We automate things because, well, we're lazy. Sometimes extremely lazy. And nobody wants to sit at the bloody furnace, or your blast furnace, or even your smoker, chuck in items, go back and and you have to sit there and wait for it to cook, and then you can't, you have to then wait for that to be cooked, take that out, then you can put your stack of gold in or whatever. To hell with it. If you don't want smokers and that sort of thing and you just want a regular furnace, have I got the solution for you. And you're going to absolutely love this. And that's a very fun idea with this, is normal chests, when you put them side by side, they link up for a double chest. And if you want all three to be single like this, there's a neat trick. You can place a trap chest in between, because it is a different type of chest, so that it doesn't connect up, whereas two trap chests make a double chest, or two normal chests make another double chest. If you alternate normal chest, normal chest, trapped, normal, trapped, normal, you can continue this singular line of chests. But we only need the three now. Nobody wants to sit at the furnace waiting for the next bloody stack to feckin' finish. So what I'm going to do is create a system whereby we can just chuck things in, leave it, bugger off, get more resources, come back, wash, rinse, repeat, all over. There are some big upsides and another massive downside to it, but I will explain what those are and how that works. So what you want is one hopper facing off into that block like that, hopper on top, hopper like that. So we have two hoppers coming down from these two chests. So from the normal chest here and this trap chest over here, two hoppers coming down, and then a third one here going into this block. And the reason why we're doing this is because we are going to be placing a furnace. This is where our furnace is going to be. And here's what interests you with that setup. I'm going to take some fuel, which in this case will be blocks of coal. There we go. So we're going to take our blocks of coal and some uncooked food. Now, these are the three chests you're going to be dealing with. These two end ones the most. In the first chest, we place our uncooked raw stuff, our meat, our potatoes, if you really want to bake potatoes. I don't understand why you would, unless it's a last resort of food for you. Or your iron ore, your gold ore, and that sort of stuff that we need to smelt. And as you can see, it's being depleted from this chest, because it's going into the hopper, and from that hopper being sucked directly into the furnace. And now you're getting the second part of this trap chest, placing the block of coal. But with a trap chest, you won't see it move. You'll see it go down in number, because this chest is now being sucked out by this hopper, and that hopper into that hopper, and this hopper into the side, or as per usual, the bottom slot over here, which is increasing our number of coal. So remember, raw goods in that chest, your coal or whatever fuel you've got gets put into the trap chest. But the third chest will be the finished stuff. You'll get your iron ingots, your cooked meat, your processed stuff that you usually just grab out of a furnace. But what I'm going to do is take that out for now. And I'm going to place a block here. We want a hopper going into that block. We want it facing outwards into this way. I'm going to break the furnace, because otherwise it's going to get a bit tricky. What we want to do next, this is where things get interesting. So we want to make sure to crouch, place a powered rail here, or whatever rail, so that the rail stays like that. And we want the exact same on the other side. So we have this like V formation. And there's a big reason for this later. I'll show you just exactly why that is so. Good to go. We are Gucci, Gucci, Gucci. Put power there, and like that. Come around, and up, and up. Okay. And we all know that powered rails cannot change direction. So you're going to, at the corners where you want to change direction, you're going to need to use these normal rails here, so that when our minecart pops up, it can actually come around and get into the top. And what we need, finally, is to crouch place a hopper in there, so that our hopper is facing into the chest, so the items can be sucked into the chest. And again, we are going to make this. Now, here's the last thing. We want to be able to open this chest, but we know that a full block, like this wall block, isn't going to allow us to do that. So what we need, rather in this case, and I find this to be a nice little addition, is whatever set of stairs you feel most comfortable with, upside down, so that we can open our chest, because they are considered transparent or half blocks. And that's why we can open our chest. Same thing with slabs, if you would. The reason why we want that is because I need that to be like that with a block on top. So we stop our minecart here and it'll come back down. Fix your fork-ups. A normal rail here. I need a normal rail here. So we don't want to light up this part of the rail. We only want to light up that little bit and the rest that's leading up to that chest. So we need a redstone torch. Boom. So those parts of the rail are powered up, but we don't want to power this. Otherwise the minecart's just going to go constantly back and forth and back and forth, and it's just going to keep on missing the items. And we don't want to miss a single thing. We want all of our ingots, not half a bloody stack. So that's that. Now that, dear Lord, does it have to rain? But in any case, we can break that there. Go ahead, crouch, place your furnace in, and that's that. That's the building part complete. And now we're going to wire this thing so that it works. You will need a redstone comparator out the front to compare in subtraction mode. Redstone repeater. Dust, 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 and repeater out like that. And we want these on 3 each. We need a bit of delay in the signal. We need some time for the signal to come out and reach that mine rail so we can power that properly. I need a minecart with chest. So I'm going to place on top here like that. And we're going to test to see if this works. So in here, raw food, in there, source of fuel, your coal, charcoal, blocks of coal, whatever. And we're going to see if this will detect. It did. Okay, so that's not enough. I'm going to extend the delay. It's a bit tricky to get the timing right, I think. It should be working now. Come on, do another lap. Do another lap. Up you go. And our finished product, our cooked pork chops in this case, are coming out here. And we can just yoink them out there. So, to explain what's happening here, as I said before, this hopper, as it gets an item sucked into it, the comparator detects that there's an item inside that hopper. So it detects it like it's an energy source, and the comparator will output a redstone signal. This repeater here is just to help strengthen that signal because it's so weak, because it's only one item at a time. If there were 50 items being pushed into the hopper at once, the signal would be stronger. But because it's so weak, we need a repeater out here, and then you can carry on with your dust. The other 2 extra repeaters are to play around with the timing. You need to time it right so that this minecart can make a full cycle every time to come back down to pick up the item, go back, drop it in the chest, and come back down again. Exactly as it's doing now. So it powers the rail, picks up the item, drops it off, comes back down again. And this is a neat little system if you're really feeling lazy about it. And here's the nice thing. This is the upside. I'm going to get some gold ore, I'm going to get some iron ore, and I'm going to place that in the top there. Essentially what I've done is created a queue. So you don't have to sit here like this and pull that out, then put your iron ore in, then your gold ore in. It'll do the whole entire process. The gold, the iron, the pork chops, all automatically for you. The only downside I find to this is that you won't grab any experience from it. So any experience that you've grabbed from usually picking up items from the furnace are burned away during automation. You will not get any experience from this at all. But that, I suppose, we can make up for in mob farms and other things that we use. And that is our little auto smelter furnace. Who needs those smokers and the blast furnace when you can just chuck everything into a chest and your fuel into another chest, go back to mining, back to farming, or whatever it is you were doing, come back later, and the entire stack of gold, iron, and everything will be done in one shot, instead of you having to micromanage it. And it's a great little asset. I love it, absolutely love it. And I always build this. This is one of my go-to builds. Absolute must-have in your house if you're going to be doing any sort of mass survival production. And of course the doors. And you can just basically build around that so that it's pretty flush and you're not seeing any of the redstone components behind that, and which is nice because we don't want to see this. It just makes your build look ugly. So it's nice and flush. You can just build around it and just, you know, it's a great addition for security at home. So those are 2 great builds to start you off. I'm going to have to love and leave you guys at that. If you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. It's always free. I do so enjoy making these videos. There will be also a link in the description for some of those of you that would love to help me grow my channel. And I will see you all later.